Hello, welcome to another YouTube video, Breaking Free from NPD with Lizzie. Welcome. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, welcome back. We ask that you please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit the bell icons where you'll be able to receive any of my upcoming new videos. Again, welcome. The video I'm going to share today is a request from one of my subscribers, and I promise that I will get it done. So here I am. Again, welcome. My name is Evangelist Lizzie Harrison. I am the CEO and founder of the Harrison's Referral Services for Women and Children of Domestic Violence Organization. I am a survivor of domestic violence as well as narcissistic abuse, which narcissistic abuse and domestic violence is basically the same. I am not a doctor or a psychiatrist. I'm only sharing from my own personal experience. So welcome. The topic today from one of my YouTube subscribers, I got some notes here, so I want to share this with you guys. Which she wanted me to talk about narcissistic personality disorder. What is domestic violence? What is narcissistic abuse? And what are the symptoms? So I'm just going to share some information that I got here today. And I hope that you all can take this in, and I hope that this information resonates with you. So what is narcissistic personality disorder? It's an overview. I'm going to share some notes here with you today. Narcissistic personality disorder, one of several types of personality disorders, is a mental condition. So narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for other people. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. A narcissistic personality disorder causes problems in many areas of life, such as relationships, work, school, or financial affairs. People with narcissistic personality disorder may generally be unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration that they believe that they deserve. They may find their relationships unfulfilling, and others may not enjoy being around them. Treatment for narcissistic personality disorder centers around talk therapy, which is another thing as psychotherapy. Okay. Now, these are some of the symptoms. Okay. These are just some of them. There's many, but this is just some of them from what I've researched. Okay. Signs and symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and the severity of symptoms vary, okay? So they vary between the person. Now, reminding you that narcissists can be a male or a female narcissist, okay? People with this disorder can, so if you have this disorder, the person that has this disorder can have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, expect to be recognized and superior even without the achievements that warrant it. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success with equally special people. They monopolize conversations and belittle or look down on people they perceive that are inferior to them. So they're very jealous individuals. They don't like people that are smarter than them or better than them or achieving in life better than them. They're just very, very jealous individual people. Okay. They believe they are superior and they can only be associated with people of their special equal. Okay. Expect favors and unquestioning compliance with their expectations. They take advantage of others to get what they want. They have an ability or unwillingness to recognize the need and feelings of other people. So they don't care about the needs of other people. I remember the narcissist that I was with, he will always talk about how people of other cultures, even though he's from another culture, that they didn't have compassion or they didn't care about other people. And they just say whatever they want and do whatever they want. But at the same time, now I understand why the narcissist I was with, I see why he was saying this now, because actually it was him that didn't have compassion for other people. It was actually him that didn't have sympathy or empathy. It was him that was actually feeling this way, but he wanted to twist it and say it was someone else. But it's very interesting. They envious of others and believe others envy them. They behave in an arrogant or haughty manner, coming across as conceited, boastful, and pretentious. They insist on having the best of everything. For instance, the best car or the best office. They're very competitive. They love to compete with you, even if you their spouse or their girlfriend or boyfriend or a significant other. They love competition. They love to be in competition with you. They, instead of them being in a relationship, a whole relationship, understanding there's two people that's coming together to work together as a team, they get very envious and jealous of who you are and all the characteristics that you have, and so they want those characteristics from you. So they will manipulate you. They will gaslight you. They will mistreat you. They will try to shame you, and eventually they'll discard you because they can't steal your identity. They want to be you, so they're very envious and jealous and conceited. They insist on having the best of everything, like I said, the best car or the best office. At the same time, people with NPD, which is Narcissistic Personality Disorder, have trouble handling anything they perceive as criticism. Now, they don't mind criticizing you. They'll make fun of you. They'll make jokes and they'll say all these things to you. And then they'll turn around and say, oh, I was just kidding. But if you do that to them or you reverse the situation, they get very upset. They get very, I would say envious. They get very hatred towards you. They're very hateful towards you, and they will eventually pay you back. They're very good at tit for tat. And once you give them that narcissistic injury, anytime you make them feel uncomfortable or embarrassed or ashamed, they will pretend like everything is okay. They'll pretend like, they're fine. But all along undercover, they're planning your demise. They're going to get you back for embarrassing them. Even though it was just a joke or you were just kidding and you didn't really have any really major harsh intentions on hurting them, they don't look at it like that. They have a very fragile ego. Very fragile. Okay. They become impatient or angry when they don't receive special treatment. They have significant impersonal problems and easily feel slighted, react with rage or contempt, and try to belittle the other person to make themselves appear superior. Have difficulty regulating their emotions or behavior. They experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change. Narcissists don't like change, especially if you're the one trying to make the change. Now, as long as they're making a change, it's quite all right. But if you try to make a change, they're not having it. Okay. They feel depressed and they moody because they fall short of perfection. They have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, vulnerability, and humiliation. They always wear a mask. They always try to pretend that they're something or someone that they're not. They hide behind a false persona. What you see is a mask. What you see is a fake person. What you see and who they show you is not who they really are. They pretend to be superior. They pretend to be very smart, very intelligent. They use a humanitarian. They try to be a person that everyone wants to be around. They want to seem trustworthy. They always play the victim. Nothing's never their fault. So you have to be very careful and being able to recognize and understand the different traits of NPD and narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, when should they see a doctor? Okay, if they know all this stuff is going on with them, when shall a person with NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, see a doctor? Again, I'm just sharing some notes with you. It says, the narcissistic personality disorder may not want to think that they could be wrong, so they may be unlikely to seek treatment. If they seek treatment, it's more likely to be for symptoms of depression, okay, drugs or alcohol use, or another mental health problem. But perceived insults to self-esteem may make it difficult to accept and follow through with treatment. When I was with the narcissist that I was with, I noticed that after a while that he had some kind of mental issue, and I tried to, push it under the rug and try to pretend like I didn't see these different things. But he really played it well. I mean, he really wore that mask really well. He knew and he knows to this day that he has mental issues, bipolar disorder, or maybe some other different things that are going on with him. But he knows that something is wrong with him. And when I asked him one day, are you okay? Do you think you need to see someone or maybe talk to a doctor? He gave me the most evil look that I have never seen before in my life. The most hateful look. And I think after I said that to him, that really pushed my discard a little bit closer, even though he was grooming a new supply. And we'll talk about a new supply in another video, but he was grooming a new supply, another woman he was already seeing and dating undercover. But at the same time, he really got upset when he knew that I started recognizing some flaws or some issues that he was having in his life, and he didn't want to recognize. They never want to accept the fact that something's wrong with them, because they always want to seem perfect and grandiose and very important and very intelligent. But behind the mask is a fragile ego. If you recognize aspects of their personality that are common to narcissistic personality disorder, or you're feeling overwhelmed by sadness, consider reaching out to a trusted doctor or mental health provider. Getting the right treatment can take or make your life more rewarding and enjoyable. So we all have narcissistic traits, but the fact is that full-blown narcissists, covert and overt narcissists, have really gone full-blown. And most of them know that they have situations, they know they have problems, they know they have issues, but they do not want to deal with them. Now, these are some of the causes of narcissistic personality disorder. It is known what causes narcissistic personality disorder, as with personality development and with other mental health disorders. The cause of narcissistic personality disorder is likely complex. Narcissistic personality disorder may be linked to environment, okay, mismatches in child-parent relationship. So the narcissist was groomed by their parent, either by excessive love or excessive admiration or criticism. Okay, they were poorly in tune as a child in their experience. Sometimes people grow up in different homes where they're forced to be the best, forced to be the greatest, forced to be first, and forced to be told that they can't fail, that they can't do do-overs, that they can't make mistakes. And the child tries to please the parent rather than pleasing themselves. And then they develop this whole new identity, which is actually not their own. They actually do away with their own personality that they were born with, and they get rid of that personality, and they put on a whole new personality to please their parent or please whoever the narcissist is in their family. It's genetic. They said it's genetic. It's inherited characteristic. So it's inherited from another parent. Neurobiology, the connection between the brain and behavior thinking. These are some of the causes: environment, genetics, and neurobiological brain behavior and thinking. Okay, these are some of the risk factors. It's going to be kind of a long video today because I want to make sure that I covered these things for one of my subscribers. Narcissistic personality disorder affects more males than females, and it often begins in the teens or early adulthood. Keep in mind that although some children may show traits of narcissism, this may simply be typical of their age and doesn't mean they're going on to develop narcissistic personality disorder. Although the cause of narcissistic personality disorder is known, some researchers think that in biologically vulnerable children, parenting styles, now listen to what I just said, the parenting styles, how the child was raised, that are overprotective or neglectful, okay, may have an impact on NPD. Genetics and neurobiology also may play a role in development or narcissistic personality disorder. So it has a lot to do with how the person was raised, how they were brought up by their parents. Also, complications of narcissistic personality disorder, other conditions that can occur along with it can include. Now, these are some of the complications, okay? Relationship difficulties. They never do well in relationships. Never. Problems at their work or their school. Depression and anxiety. Physical health problems. And the narcissist I was with, even though he had physical health problems, he tried to blame me because he had these health issues. It was his own fault that he had the health issues. It was his own eating habits. It was his own fault, the reason why he had these health issues. But he didn't want people to know that it was him, so he had to blame someone else for his health issues. So of course he blamed me. Physical health problems, drug or alcohol abuse, suicidal thoughts or behavior. And a lot of times we have to understand that when we're dealing with someone with NPD, we're dealing with somebody that has a mental issue, a problem that they really need to get mental help for. Okay. Now, these are some of the preventions, because the cause of narcissistic personality disorder is unknown. So we don't know the cause. There is no known way to prevent the condition. However, it may help too. So these are just some preventions and things that people with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, can do to prevent this. Get treatment as soon as possible for childhood mental health problems. So going back to what I said, this has a lot to do with their childhood, how they were raised. It's a mental health problem. And a lot of times the child is groomed to please the parent, to do what the parent wants, to have the lifestyle and career that the parent wants them to have. So they have to do away with their own identity and develop the identity of what the parent wants them to become or who the parent think they should be. Okay. Participate in family therapy to learn healthy ways to communicate or to cope with conflict or emotional distress. A lot of narcissists do not know how to deal with, they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to cope with conflict or emotional distress. The narcissist that I was with, even though I would sit down and have a quiet, calm, rational conversation, the narcissist didn't know how to deal with a normal conversation. He didn't know how to have normal communication. If I would come to him and say something about what I was uncomfortable with or something I didn't like, he looked at it as I'm being abusive to him. I'm being disrespectful to him. I don't know my place as a wife, or I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm saying. Everything that I said that had anything to do with him was a lie, or I was crazy, or something's wrong with me. And so they don't know how to deal with emotions. They don't know how to deal with relationships. They don't know how to deal with anything. So what they do is they rather run from the relationship and run to a new relationship, thinking that being in a new relationship and running away from their old problems, getting a new relationship is going to make things better. No, if you don't know how to communicate in a relationship, if you can't sit down and work out your issues and problems, jumping from one relationship to a next is not going to make anything better. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that in order for you to be able to move on into a relationship, not only a relationship, but a healthy relationship. So narcissists have a lot of issues with emotional distress. They don't know how to cope with conflict. Okay. They need to attend parenting classes, seek guidance from a therapist or social worker if needed. So these are some of the preventions. We talked about some of the complications. With the narcissist, we talked about what is NPD. We talked about the overview. We talked about the symptoms of abuse and when to see a doctor. So these are and some of the causes and risk factors. So I just want to make sure that I covered some of this information. Like I said, again, I'm not a doctor or a therapist. I researched some of the information and also share some things from my own personal experience. But if you are with someone that you think that might be a narcissist, or you want a narcissist personality in a relationship with someone that has NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, you might want to help them seek, if they want to get help, to see a doctor or a therapist, but they will have to see someone. So being in a relationship with a narcissist is very unhealthy. It's very unsafe, very emotional. It's going to play on your mental mindset. It's going to be very depressing to be in a relationship with the narcissist. When I was in a relationship with the narcissist I was with, it was very depressing. I couldn't understand why I was feeling anxiety all the time. They like to gaslight. They like to blame shift. They like to control you. They like to say, oh, it's all your fault. And when the relationship ends, they like to tell everybody, oh, it was her fault. Oh, it was his fault. You know, they're crazy. They're this or that, because they don't want people to view them as unfit. They don't want anybody to view them as they were the problem. So they're going to go on and on and on and tell everybody it was your fault, to the point where they'll even start a smear campaign to try to defamate your character, or defamate the person that you are, or make you look bad, or to make people dislike you. They'll try to go out and before the relationship is over to make people think everything was your fault. So when they leave you and discard you, then everybody look at you as you're the problem. And so they've already premeditated the discard. They premeditated everything. So remember that a narcissist is wearing a mask. So they're not showing their true selves. But when the mask comes off, you're going to see the person who they really are. When I was with the narcissist I was with, when he took the mask off, he was a totally different person. He walked different. His voice was different. He talked different. I couldn't even believe it was the same person that I've been around for all these years. A narcissist wears a mask. They are very deceptive, especially when you're dealing with a covert narcissist. They're very dangerous. They're very deceptive. And the whole time they have a new supply. The whole time they're grooming another person behind your back that they've been sleeping with or committing adultery with or having an affair with or dating or seeing behind your back. And when they leave a relationship, they'll make you think, well, I just met this person and, see, I can function in a normal relationship. Something was wrong with you. And so they love bomb that new person, that new supply with gifts and love and sex and admiration and showing I can be a good parent or a good dad or a good stepdad or a good stepmom. But the new supply doesn't know that they're dealing with a person with a mental issue, because all they're looking at is, look how nice this man is. Look how nice this woman is. How could this person do this to them? How could this person treat this man like this? He's a loving husband. She's a loving wife. It's all a lie. It's a fake persona. Because if they can sell you whatever they want to sell you, once they pay your bills and they have good sex with you and they take care of your children and give you money and pay your bills and act holier than thou or act like they some loving person, you're being love bombed. You don't see the big picture until you get attached to the narcissist, and the narcissist attaches a person to them by love bombing you, by doing all these wonderful things for you, doing all these giving you precious gifts, like I said, paying your bills, having mind-blowing sex with you, taking you different places, doing all these things for you, in church with you. I mean, you don't understand what's going on because you're caught up in the love bombing stage. But once you find out what you're dealing with on a mental and emotional and psychological level, you're going to find out that I'm with somebody that actually has a mental issue. So what I'm saying is be very mindful, be very careful of being around someone with NPD or narcissistic personality disorder. So to my YouTube subscriber, I hope and pray that this information was good enough for you. And I thank you so much for leaving that comment in the box. And getting in contact with me to let me know that you want a little bit more of an overview about NPD and what is narcissistic personality disorder. And for those who are new subscribers, if you have any questions or any particular videos or topics you want me to share, please leave it in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive any of my upcoming videos. Thank you again for breaking free from NPD with Lizzie. Hope that you'll tune in again. Until my next video, you be safe and be healthy, and we'll talk soon. Have a good day.